Hi everyone, I hope that you all are well. I'm doing really well myself, and I am making this video for 4 reasons. The first reason is over the past 2 months, some of you've noticed that I've not been around lately, or you've seen my mom or my husband making posts asking on Facebook asking you guys to pray for me and just for our family and trying to give you updates on what was happening with me at the time. And I know that some of you guys have been wondering what was going on with me, but I'm making this video, number one, because with everything that happened to me, it has truly become a true testimony of the power, the goodness, the favor, the love, so much of what God can do for us. And I believe that I went through this not just because of the devil, not because of a punishment, but because God wants to use me and is using me to share the goodness of Him. And so I hope that whoever is watching this, that you guys are blessed by it, that you can actually see how God works, the power of God, His plans, not yours, and how He has been a blessing. And knowing that everything that I went through, how He just turned things around, and that how He can do the same for you as well. So I'm making this as my testimony video. Another reason I'm making this is as a journal. I've had a lot of people tell me, girl, what you went through is a true testimony and you need to share it. And I even have one of my good best friends that I've known since 7th or 8th grade. I call her my sister, Athena. She's like, you need to write a book. And so I feel like, like they say in the YouTube world, this is like a vlog. So this is me telling you all what happened, but it's also for me personally so that I can go back and look at this and see the power in it, the goodness in it, up to, just have something to reference back to because I still have a lot more work to do and a lot more things to come. And so this is going to just be like my own personal journal through video. The third reason is to bring awareness to what happened to me, what I had, or what I was diagnosed with having. And because I'd never heard of it, and it can become really serious. So I want to bring awareness to what happened to me and the whole deal. And the fourth reason is when my husband and my mom and other friends and family were asking people to keep me in their prayers, a lot of people did not know what was going on. Or if you've seen, like I said, a couple of posts from my husband or my mom trying to give updates, you might not have fully grasped what was really going on with me. And I always feel like when someone asks you to pray for them, you don't have to necessarily know what's going on. When someone asks you to pray for them, you shouldn't have to ask why, what happened, nothing. You just start praying. That's what I feel a good Christian person should do, is just start praying. Yes, I know in the back of your mind they're like, what happened? But if somebody just says, please just pray for me, just pray for them. Ask God to cover them. Ask God to give them favor and to bless them and to direct their paths. Because even though you don't know exactly what's going on, believe me, your prayers worked. And I'm not talking about in general, I'm talking about your prayers work. You know, if you're watching this, if you prayed for my situation. And I just want to let you know, though you may not have known everything, Though you might have got little bits and pieces, or you may not have known anything at all. You may not even know me at all, but if some kind of way you were touched and you prayed for me, thank you, because your prayers worked. They're still working. They're still working, and they worked then and they're working now. I have people continuously praying for me right now, and I'm accepting all those prayers. So if you see this, continue to pray for me. But all of you that have prayed, especially when everything first started happening, thank you, because your prayers work. Your prayers work. So I'm making this video, and I feel like because you guys have been good to me by praying, I feel like I just owe you guys, and I want you guys to know what happened. Like I said, it's all about the testimony and the awareness of what truly happened. So before I get into the story, I want to give a few people some thanks. First of all, again, thank you for anyone who's prayed for me. Thank you for anyone that sent cards, flowers, money, food when I just really couldn't cook and couldn't move, or anything like that. Anyone who was helping my baby, anyone that came to visit me, called or text, thank you so much, because all of those things have helped me and has been a true blessing in our lives. But I do have a few special shout outs that I want to give, and the first one is to my best friend Leah. I want to thank you because you made something that I can't say always wanted to do, but that I wanted to do for Charlie. You made it happen for me. And Leah's not only my best friend, she's my Charlie's godmama. And I just thank you, Leah, because you really made sure that she had a good holiday, and that what I wanted for her, you made it happen when I couldn't. So thank you. I also want to thank my brothers for checking on me and Lamont for coming down to visit. I want to thank my friend Vicky for helping me when I couldn't do my hair myself. Thank you. Thank you for coming to do my hair. I know that might seem like, oh, that's just your hair, but it was a big deal considering everything that I went through. I want to thank my in-laws for helping, um, just cooking meals, doing things for us, checking on us. I want to thank my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, but they're really just my brother and sister. I just call my brother and my sister. And I'm so thankful for them, because when everything was going on, they really took care of my baby. And that was a blessing in itself. And I just, like, I can't even thank them enough. All I can do is just pray for them, and just, I'm forever thankful. And I ask God to just bless them abundantly. Sorry. For helping with my baby. Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to my friend, one of my best friends since like 7th or 8th grade, Athena. Athena, thank you so much. This girl is a true prayer warrior. She will stick up for you, and she knows what I'm talking about with just everything that was going on at the hospital. She prayed. The last time I saw Athena, and she doesn't know this, when she was talking, we were praying, and then she just had tears in her eyes, and she was just like, Ursula, Jesus loves you. And that was just powerful to me, and it meant so much. So thank you, Athena. Special shout out to my mom, of course. My mom is like the best mom in the world. She dropped everything that she was doing and came to see about me, and stayed. And any time that something was going on with me, she was here. And I'm thankful for that, because my mom has just never failed me yet. Never. You know, just never. She was praying. Times that I got frustrated, she just kept on praying. You know, that, sorry, that gives me, that made me believe even more, because no matter what, you got to keep praying. You got to keep pressing on. You got to keep having the faith that God will and is going to change everything and work everything out for your favor. I'm so grateful for my little Charlie, even though she's almost 2. She'll be 2 in a couple more months. And even though some people may not feel like your kid knows things, your kid knows things. They can feel things. Babies sense things. And I know that she sensed that I was not here. And that hurt my heart so much. That hurt my heart so much. But I'm glad that she's a trooper. She's a happy baby. And she made it through, and I made it through, and we're together now. And of course, my number one shout out goes to my husband. If you have someone good in your life, no matter what other people may think, what other people may say, keep on loving that person, show gratitude towards that person. And if you have a good person in your life, and I'm not just talking about husband or wife, but just good people with you, keep them and pray for them too. My husband, when I say he took those wedding vows for real, he did. And I did too. But this was his opportunity to show what a man is and to show what a true husband is. He never left my side. He was always there. He was praying. And he's just truly a man of God. And I'm just so happy that he's my husband. And I'm so happy that he was there with me every step of the way and just helping me. It has been a road. So I'm so thankful for him. So with all that said, again, and thank you to anybody and everybody who's helped. I'm not just trying to single those people out, but it's just like they were here. They knew everything that was going on. Well, I guess I am singling them out, but they were here. They knew everything that was going on more than a lot of you guys, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So anyway, let me tell you what happened. Okay, so I was off of work for a week. And so I decided that I was going to do like my woman exam. I was going to go to my primary care doctor, who I haven't had a primary care doctor in forever, simply because I never would get sick, go figure. But so I made appointments, and I couldn't get an appointment with um, the gynecologist until like the following week. But when I made the phone call to my primary care doctor, they were like, yeah, you can come in on Friday. And my whole point of going to the primary care doctor at that time, I was not sick or feeling anything. I just wanted to go to them just to get, a checkup, and so that they can send orders for me to get blood work, just so I could see, if everything was fine with me, just like a regular checkup. So when like a day or two before, I started having pain on my right side. And I remember I kind of had been up and down the stairs with Charlie, carrying her. And she's a healthy girl, and going up and downstairs, I just thought maybe I pulled something or something happened. And then by the time Friday came around, I had pain on my left side, and it hurt. So when I went to the doctor, they decided to go ahead and send me to radiology, and they marked it as stat, which means like they'll get it back fast at a faster uh, time than you normally would. So I went and did my blood work, went to radiology, had to drink this 2 crazy drinks. They weren't that bad, but I had to drink these drinks so that they were able to see really good inside. And then I left. And I was actually sitting in the parking lot about to go to Home Goods and Ulta. And I was just like, you know what? I feel like crap. And that's when the doctor called me. And when the doctor called me, she said, Ursula. And when she said my name, my heart just dropped. I knew something was wrong. And she told me, she goes, I just want to let you know that we see that you have diverticulitis. So let me stop there. Diverticulitis It's I have notes here. It's an inflammation or infection in one or more small pouches in the digestive tract. So basically, like your colon and all that good stuff down there, that's part of your digestive system. It has little pockets, and food and whatever else can get trapped in there. And if it gets trapped in there and it gets bad enough, everything becomes inflamed, it becomes an infection. And that's why I was hurting. So at that time, the doctor said, I'm going to put something in for the pharmacy, which were antibiotics and pain medicine. Now, this was on a Friday. So I said, okay. Went, picked up the medicine, took the medicine. I was pretty much okay Friday. Saturday rolled around. I slept most of the day on Saturday. When I woke up Saturday, I felt a little ill, like hurting, pain. And then, but I just went on with my regular, took the medicine that I was supposed to. By nighttime, I was in a lot of pain, and my husband was like, we can go to the emergency room. And I was like, no, I got in the bathtub, and the pain kind of went away. We used the heating pad. I was okay. Then I woke up and I had the pain of my life. Like, I've never experienced pain like that, not even in birth or, giving birth to Charlie. Nothing like that. Like, my pregnancy was a breeze compared to what I was feeling at this time. Now, by this time, it was actually early Sunday morning, about 3 or so. And I tried to fight it. At that time, I couldn't take any more pain medicine. So I tried to fight it and fight it. I mean, I was in so much pain. I was yelling and praying to God. I was speaking in tongues, like for real, for real. I was saying Bible verses that I didn't even think that I had memorized. My husband was praying. And then I said, okay, we gotta go. We gotta go. But I didn't want to go because I was afraid to go down the stairs. I felt like I couldn't walk down the stairs. So we got the baby, went to ER. They did another x-ray, whatever, and they said that they were going to admit me. So my baby stayed with my brother-in-law, and I was admitted into the hospital. When I was admitted into the hospital, I hope I'm saying this correctly. Like I said, with everything that's happened, my mind is a little fuzzy. I was admitted into the hospital, and of course they hook you up to the IV and giving you pain meds and everything. And I was kind of doing okay. And then they were saying that I had an obstruction, a bowel obstruction, and I started throwing up, and I started throwing up bile. Bile, for you guys that don't know, you probably can guess what it is, but I'm just going to give you like the medical type definition. It's yellow or green fluid made by the liver, stored in the gallbladder, and passes through the common bile duct to help digest fat. So, if you still don't get it, just use your imagination. Bile is not good. So I was throwing up bile, and the doctor at that time wanted to put an NG tube in. And an NG tube, in most cases, is the tube that carries food or medicine to the stomach. And in my case, they wanted to put it in to drain my stomach, to get some relief with that bile, because bile is just sitting right there, and that's why I was throwing it up. So they wanted to drain it. But let me tell you about this NG tube. This NG tube is like, oh my God, it's a long tube. They make it go up through the nose, then it passes through your throat and goes down into your stomach. And I was so nervous. I was so yeah, I was just so nervous and so afraid. I got the tube down with the nurses. The nurses did it. There was two nurses there. As they were putting the tube down, they're like, drink water, drink water. So I was doing that to help gulp as they're putting the tube down my throat. And I couldn't do it. It was there. That NG tube, when you have it in, every time you swallow, it feels like you have a very sore throat and that there's like this big pebble in your throat. It is the most uncomfortable thing in the world. So I was like, I said, you gotta take it out, take it out. So they took it out, and that's when the doctor was like, you have a bowel obstruction, you're throwing up bile, all this stuff. We're gonna go ahead and do surgery. And I freaked out because, again, like I said, I'm 33. I've never had surgery. The most major thing that I've probably ever been through is giving birth, which I said was, like I just told you, was a total breeze. Uh, so I was frightened. I was scared. I'm just like, wait a minute, all this stuff is going on. I just went to the doctor for a checkup and now I have diverticulitis. And I'm like, how do you get diverticulitis? And guys, just to let you know, the doctors don't know why some people get it and some people don't. But at the end of the day, your diet, they tell you not to eat nuts and seeds, especially seeds, and corn, different things like that. So I have to watch what I eat a little bit more now. And it just makes me mad because I'm like, I exercise and I eat healthy. Why am I sick? Why do I have diverticulitis? Like something, but it is what it is. I had my first surgery. When they went in for surgery to drain everything and do everything, that's when they found an abscess, which is just like a pocket of pus that collects in the tissue or the organ. And I have a picture of it, but I'm not going to show you guys. But it looked really gross. And so they had to deal with that as well. And so then I got through that surgery. And let me tell you this really cool thing. I don't know. This is how God was working too. God said, oh, I'm sorry. When I woke up, I don't know if you've ever been put to sleep, but when you wake up, you can kind of just be out of it. So I remember when I woke up, and I guess I was in recovery, and I could hear the nurses talking, but like my eyes wouldn't focus correctly. And I kept saying, God is good. And nobody would say anything to me. And I'm like, God is good. Like, my voice wasn't as clear as it is now. It was more muffled, but still, I was like, God is good. And then by like the third time I said it, one of the nurses said, yes, he is. And so I was just like, thank you. And so I knew I was okay at that point. So they started me on a liquid diet after that. And next thing I know, one day, like 2 or 3 days later, a nurse comes in. I guess they could tell from my blood work. She's like, we have to call a code on you. And if you don't know what a code is in the hospital, that's just basically like if you've ever been to the hospital and they said code black or code blue or whatever the case, that means that maybe someone's going in cardiac arrest, respiratory issues, different things like that. Even they have a code, color for if there's a security issue. So she said she had to call a code on me, and I'm thinking like, why do you have to call a code on me? I feel perfectly fine. Well, she said we have to call a code on you, and she was trying to stay calm, but I was like, what the heck? We have to call a code on you because you you become septic, or you look like you're about to become, or it's on the verge of becoming. And when she said that, my eyes bugged out, guys. And the reason being, and my husband didn't understand, they were like, it's not there yet, it's just a precaution. But I was just like, no. When my father died, he had had a lot of surgeries and gone through a lot. And on his death certificate, it says, the reason why he died, he had an infection, he became septic, which it's a life, being septic it's a life-threatening complication of an infection, and like all over your body, like you just have infection all over your body. And a lot of people can die from that, like in a day, 3 days maybe. And so all I thought was, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. So at that time, that's when I don't even remember. I gotta just say, I don't even remember what happened once she said that. I don't remember being put to another room or doing anything. The only thing I can remember is that there was this guy, and he was my anesthesiologist, and I remember him. But at that time, they did another surgery. So within 2 or 3 days, I've had 2 surgeries. When they did the second surgery, they went in and they cut a portion of my small intestine out, and then they put me under, like I was incubated, and I was just totally out of it. When I started to come to, I actually started doing sign language, which I was like, what the heck? Gotta put some happy moments in here, right? And I was sign languaging my daughter. I did sign language, like spelling out my daughter's name. I guess I was just thinking about her and trying to. At one point, they let me use the pen and paper, and I asked, was I on a bus? So I mean, I was really out of it, and I had a catheter. I woke up. I had a colonoscopy bag, which I still do. And if you don't know what that is, a colonoscopy bag is just a way that you can let out your waste, but it's like on the side here, and it just comes out, and you have to wear a bag. And I still have to wear it. I'm very grateful and thank the Lord that um, they told me that it would be reversed. So I'm not going to have to wear this bag the rest of my life. Actually, in December, I will be going into surgery again to do the reversal. So that's why I still need your prayers. And so I woke up from that. And also, after my second surgery, they put the NG tube in that I was telling you that they'd taken it out before because I couldn't do it. They put the NG tube in. So I was just miserable. They gave me, quote unquote fluid pills because my legs and feet were really puffy and everything. So I was going to the bath, like I had to literally wear a diaper because I was going to the bathroom like every 2 minutes. Like as they were putting the diaper on me, I was peeing in the diaper. So they were constantly in there. Um, Also, they came to check my heart and they said my heart was acting funny, so they put me on heart medicine, like my heart was skipping beats, or I forgot what it was. I remember at the time, I know what it was, I just can't remember now. Um, I had some good nurses, I had some bad nurses, so there's things there. Um, I was in the hospital a little over 2 weeks, maybe, and that was the hardest time in my life because you're just sitting up there thinking, why me? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? I'm 33 years old. Why do I have to go through this? And I went through it. I went through it. When I was in the hospital, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see. There's a mark there. I don't know if my earrings is covering it, but anyway, they had to go in. They had to put a central line in, and a central line was the way that I was getting like food and nutrients and also like my antibiotics and everything like that. My white blood cell counts just would not go down, and just other whatever stuff was going on. When I got sent home, I then got this central line came out. Uh, you probably can't see it, but I had a central line there. And these central lines are no joke because they actually make a hole, like they made a hole in my neck, they made a hole in my arm so that the little tubing could go through. The one here was for antibiotics, so every day it was supposed to be 10 days, it probably ended up being 3 weeks. I had to go to the hospital every single day um, for them to give me new antibiotics every single day. That was difficult for me. Um, and I'm thankful though, because then the doctor didn't, he wasn't playing about getting my white blood cell counts down and the infection and everything that was still going on. Of course, soon I got my stitches out. It's very hard to walk. I'm still um, wearing like a binder thing. It's hard for me to get up and down the stairs, driving, everything, cooking. I can't lift my baby up. That's difficult for me to do. There's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But, I made it home. So I get home and it was just an adjustment. Like I felt like I wasn't even in my own home. Everything was just different. And I'm doing pretty good. Then last week, or the week before, um, I start having pain again on my left side. And the doctors were like, well, let's just see what's going on. You know, it could be, um, they were like, we hope it's not a blockage, but it could be. It could be just like, just everything, like tissue getting twisted or whatever. Make a long story short about that is that my doctor said, let's just go ahead and do an x-ray again. So send me over to radiology. He was like, I'm going to do it stat. So I'm going to call you in like an hour. When he calls me, he's like, he goes, wherever you are, I need you to get to the hospital. You have a blockage again. You need to go into ER and they're going to admit you into the hospital. I'm about to call the surgeon and he'll come down and we'll go ahead and we're going to have to do surgery. That's what he was thinking. That's what he said. So before we went to the emergency room, I just told my husband I was just about in tears and everything. And then I said, just give me a minute. By the time we drove around to the ER, I got out. It's like, as I was sitting in the ER, it's just like a calmness came over me. And then they finally, gave me a room in the ER and everything. They admitted me into the hospital. Once I get to the hospital, get a room there, finally the surgeon comes in and he's like, and I'm just like, okay, let me get ready for surgery. Let me get my mind right. The surgeon walks in and he said, you really don't need to be doing surgery again. You just had surgery. So he said that I had to get the NG tube back in. I was obviously not happy about that, but they put the NG tube in. God gave me the strength. My mom was rooting for me. They put the NG tube in, and it felt the same way, but it seemed like the tube was a little bit thinner. I had some good nurses this time around helping me, coaching me through it. Got it down, and I'm talking about you could just see the bile filling up in the container. So yeah, it was just filling up, filling up, filling up, which is one of the reasons why my doctor wanted to go ahead and do the x-ray and stuff too, because I had started throwing up bile again. So you could just see it coming up, and he said, let's see what happens. Let's just drain it out. And each day, I think this was like a Thursday or Friday, each day that I was in the hospital, and they did x-rays, everything was getting better. The blockage was going down. Everything was fine. And the bile stopped like within a night or so, within the night it stopped. So I still had to have the NG tube in me, but they just like clipped it off. It wasn't connected to the suction. Um, and then the doctor said, I need you to pass gas in your colonoscopy bag. Sorry if this is too TMI. And then it needs to fill up with air, and we need to see that you're basically pooping in your bag. So Halloween came around. I started getting discouraged because I wanted to be with my daughter for Halloween and just be with her. And of course, my best friend was here, and I just wanted to be here. I didn't want to be in the hospital, but God, as my friend Vicky says, but God, because I didn't end up having to have surgery. And that Sunday after Halloween, the doctor said, okay, let me see your bag. Everything was fine, working correctly. And he said, he said we could take the tube out. And I was like, yes. So when he said I could take the tube out, I thought I was going to have to stay at least one more night in hospital. He said, do you want to go home? I said, yes. Took the tube out. He said, I just need you to eat and we're going to see how you feel. I ate, and I ate a lot. I was hungry because, again, they didn't let me eat. And let me tell you guys, the second go around in the hospital, within like a week or so, I lost 10 pounds. I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm trying to get my weight back up. And the thing is like, it's okay the weight I'm at, but it's not healthy because it's because of an illness, and you got to be strong. And Like within a week, I lost like 10 pounds. And that's not counting the weight I lost from the first go round. So I have to build up my strength now. And like I said, I have one more surgery in December for them to reverse the colonoscopy bag or whatever. I don't know all the correct terms, but they're going to reverse it so I won't have the bag anymore. So definitely still need your prayers. And just letting you know, especially the last time I was in the hospital, the doctors and nurses are there to help us. All healthcare professionals, I'm a healthcare professional. We're all there to help you guys. And they're all there, they were there to help me. But the final word wasn't the doctors, because he told me I was going to have surgery. It was the Lord. I didn't have to have surgery. There's just so many blessings that I could tell you about, but I just mainly wanted to tell you the gist of the story, even though it's taken this long to tell it. But that's just what it is. And every day and each day I'm getting stronger. Just thank you for your prayers. Keep them coming. I'm praying for you guys as well and asking God to show just a multitude of blessings for all of you guys for praying for me, because of you, I know it's because of God, but because of your prayers, I believe that God just changed some stuff around. And after I got out the hospital the first time, and this is something that really hit me, one of my doctors, because I had like 4 or 5 doctors, one of the doctors said, "You had the worst case of diverticulitis that I've seen." He said, "You've had one of the worst cases." And he said, "If it wasn't for your health prior and your age," he said, "especially your age, just being so young and your body able to kind of bounce back," he said, "you wouldn't have made it." And when that's said to you, you realize then how precious your life is and the calling that God has on your life, and why it's so important to be a testimony of everything that God has done. How He's pulled me out from just the lowest. And here I am. I'm at home. I'm with my baby. I still can't lift her up. There's still a lot of things I can't do. Walking, making sure that my breathing is right. My voice is still a little crackly, but it's pretty much back to normal. Just there's a lot that I'm so thankful for, and that I know that God just, all I'm gonna say is this: nobody but God. Don't ever doubt Him. Keep having faith. The power of prayer, man, the power of prayer. Um, I don't even know what else to say, but just to ask you guys to keep on praying for us. Um, we appreciate all the gifts, whether it be food, money, anything that's helping us along the way. I'm grateful for that. We have been truly, truly blessed by a lot of you guys, and I thank you for it. And I will continue to update you guys on what's going on with me. But my life has just changed, and I'm I'm just grateful to be here. I thank God, and just, man, y'all don't know everything that God has done. Like I said, this is just almost 40 minutes of me talking, but you really, really, really don't know what God has done. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. The fact that I'm still here, just know that. The fact that I'm still here says it all. Says it all. So thank you guys again for everything that you've done. I hope this answered questions about what happened and gave you more details into what happened. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's my life right now. I'm just trying to be strong, keeping my faith, and keeping my mental as well, because it's been frustrating not being able to do the things that Ursula normally does, and But I figured if I start moving around, acting like my normal self, that I will be my normal self times 10, because now my life is just really changed and God is just blessing me. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. So I have one more surgery. I'm going to get it done in December, and I plan on just living life abundantly. So thank you guys for listening. Sorry it was long, but hey, I had to give you everything, had to get some shout outs, and wanted to just really break down what has been going on. So I thank you guys for everything. God bless you, and I will see you later.
So, as all of you know, I love to vlog, and this is going to be my first vlog. I think that maybe vlogging will help me. I'll try to vlog every day now that I'm back home with, after being in the hospital for about 2 weeks. I don't even know where to begin. But, I had a port here. They took it out so I could take this off tomorrow. It's just a little band-aid. As you could tell, my voice is very different. And I got some other ports here, because I have to go for the next couple of days and get antibiotics through these ports. This is hard. I came home and I didn't feel like myself. I feel like a stranger in my own house.